Welcome to Porto, Portugal and the Porto International Airport, otherwise known as Francisco Sá Carneiro Airport. Now we've just been dropped off outside the airport. We've entered the airport, and the purpose of this video is to do a little walk around, let you know about the layout and the expectations when you come into the airport. For example, where is the board? How do I know where to check in? How do I know where to check my bags? And where's the pharmacy? Where's the washrooms? Is there an ATM, etc.? And then where do I go in order to go through security to get to the gates? Let's go for a walk. Good morning from the Porto Portugal Airport, or otherwise known as Francisco Sá Carneiro Airport. Now it is dark because it is early in the morning. It's approximately 6:30, 7 o'clock. We have an 8:30 a.m. flight from Porto to Barcelona. Now we've just come in here by way of a ride app. Because it's so early, a lot of the transportation, meaning buses and metro and that sort of stuff, is not going out here. As a result, we had to get up and make sure that we had some sort of, ride app ready to go. They always say be at the airport 3 hours before your flight. Our flight is at 8:30, but this airport is 11 kilometers from downtown Porto. We took a ride app called Bolt, B-O-L-T. There's also Uber here, there's also taxis here, there's buses that come out here, etc. But they started, I think, around 6 or 6:05 in the morning, and we left before that, so we had to get a taxi. Now the purpose of this video is to walk around. You can see 0 to 43 there are the check-in desks. We are going to go to check-in desk 4 and 5. We will be flying with Vueling, budget airline, from Porto to Barcelona. But I'm just going to walk around here, this area, because our check-in desk isn't open. And you can see that if you went down or up certain levels, this is the departure area. If you wanted arrivals, you would go to a different level. And you can see when we came in here, taxis are going to be dropping people off right there. So the check-in desk, 0 to 43 to the left, 46 to 48 on the right. There's also an information area over here. There's also the board. You just want to check in and see if your flight is on time, what check-in desk you have to go to, what the flight number is, what the airline is. But I've already done a couple videos on the check-in process and gone through security, gone through duty-free, gone to the gate and gotten on a plane. So if you're looking for something right to getting out of your taxi seat, right onto the plane seat, I think I did that video a couple days ago, but somebody was asking me, listen, you didn't walk around the airport here and show us around, because I walked right in. I went right to my check-in desk at 4 and 5. I went right into security and went through duty-free and the food options in that video. So if you're looking for that sort of stuff, you can probably go check out the other video. So we are coming in here. Look at how clean it is. It is not busy. This airport was built in 1945, but it was upgraded in 2006. And they've done a really good job. It looks really clean. So we're looking up at the board there. We know from the board that we are flying into Barcelona at 8:30 a.m. with Vueling. We know that we're going to be going to gate 30, and our check-in desks are 4 and 5. So I've already done a video on that. I've taken through the whole process of getting out of the taxi right onto the plane seat. So if you want to watch that, that's like 2 videos. Okay, I did that maybe 3 days ago. But this one's going to show you around. You might be going to a different desk. You might need the pharmacy. You might be looking for some food. And that's why I'm going to be walking around here, showing you where all this other stuff is. So information, it is a really clean, well laid out, You can see all the check-in desks on the right there, and there's check-in desks on the left. We're going to be eventually heading over to the left, and you can see that yellow sign straight ahead. That is where the security is, or how you get to the gates. Now this airport has something a little bit different. It's got 2 levels of security, and if you watch my other video, you'll see you have to go through that. So there's the information area. If you have any questions, there's also a few airline companies here. So if you've got a discrepancy with your ticket, or you want to buy a ticket, or you know, kind of last minute you want to get onto a plane, I'm sure you could go and just check out the company. But there is the information. They've been very helpful. Also, you've got the tourism. So there they are. And if you're getting off or you're getting on a plane, you might want to say, hey, how do I get downtown to Porto? And I would suggest at this time the Ride app. So if you want to buy a ticket, you might want to go in there and check out a travel agency, see what your options are. Now over to the left is going to be our check-in, but here's a pharmacy. Some people want to have some Gravol before they get on their flight, so you might want to head in there. And there's probably an unknown amount of reasons why you might need a pharmacy. And there it is. You might want to change some money. Also, there's a whack of ATMs around. There's also the washrooms up here. And that's where the washroom sign is right there. And it says to the right. So just follow the signs. And a lot of this video is just, hey, what are the expectations? I come into the airport. How do I find my check-in desk? Where are the gates in order to check in to go through security? Where's the pharmacy? And you can also see there's the ATM right there if you're either changing money or you need more money. And I don't know really where you're coming from. Maybe you're flying into Porto Airport right here from Africa, from North America. Don't know, and you need some euros. There's a relay. Always like that if you need a little knick-knack or something like that. Sometimes they have magazines. Who reads magazines anymore? The other thing is maybe you need some headphones. Maybe you need a little dongle for your, you know, these Apple products. That little something to connect you to something else. Just nickel and diming you. So there are check-in desks 43, 42, you can see them over here, and right there to the gates, that yellow sign, this is the gates right here. So you will be going through, there's 2 levels of security in the Porto Airport. You're gonna go through there, you're gonna scan your boarding pass and your airport and your passport before you go through, and then you're gonna go through the actual security in order to go to your gate. If you have any questions, pop them in the comment section. I'm gonna say ciao for now. Thanks for walking along with me in Porto Airport early in the morning. The world is just waking up, but I will probably see you in the next video in Barcelona. See you soon.